What's going on? Brian Maxwell. And real quick, I just wanted to check in because I want to share something with you. I want to share with you the 7 reasons why most people quit within their first 90 days. And you may have felt that way yourself within your first 90 days. You may have worked at a dealership and already resigned. You may feel like you're on the verge of resigning. Or I'm sure you may have seen people come and go at your store that have came in and were gone before you even knew it. So let's talk about, the 7 reasons why most people quit within their first 90 days. Number 1 is unrealistic expectations. I mean, how many times prior to you getting in have you heard the stories about the making $100,000 a year and, really living the big in the all-star life? Well, the reality is this. Everybody is not going to make $100,000 a year, okay? Everybody doesn't want to make $100,000 a year. Some people are happy and content with $50,000. That'll be more than they've ever made. Some people $60,000. Some people $70,000. And then there actually are people who, do achieve that goal and get into the 6-figure mark, all the way as high as some that are out there that are literally doing over $200,000 a year in automotive sales at different dealerships across the country. Okay, so you have to know that that is a reality. Okay, but everybody's not going to be able to do that. Some people have a much higher level skill set than others. So unrealistic expectation. Everybody believes they're going to come in, they're going to sell 20 a month, they're going to make $10,000 a month, and it's just going to be easy with no effort. And at the end of the day, it does require effort in this business. Now, can it be achieved? Absolutely. But do you have to put in effort and do you have to work? Yes. So setting the proper expectations can minimize people leaving because they had these champagne tastes, but a beer level work ethic, and the two just didn't mesh with what they wished that they would got versus what they were really getting. So unrealistic expectations. The second reason is pressure from family. I mean, let's face it, the previous generation's thing was, you work a job, you stay at a job, you don't quit it because you didn't know what you're going to get. They didn't grow up in the information age like us, where everything is literally one click of a button away. And so their expectation on what was possible is different from ours. And so when you tell somebody, or they have a conditioned way of thinking, meaning the 9 to 5 is just what we are programmed to do until we are too old for someone to buy our time. And it's just not so. So look at this scenario. If someone works at the same company for 30 years, they get a $1 raise, no disrespect, but they get a $1 raise every 2 years, which is a $40 a week increase, and they do that for 30 years, they will be praised by different family members. But if an individual steps out into something that they could increase their income 2, 3, 4, 5 times over, yet they may have to deal with a little bit of struggle as they develop their skills. Oh, and there is no set amount of money. They can give themselves a pay raise whenever they feel like it. They would say that that's crazy because of the uncertainty. When in reality, the uncertainty is what can generate and yield a much better life than the same old and knowing exactly what you're going to get. But again, it boils down to programming. So many times the family members will say, hey, you shouldn't be doing this. You need to get more consistent money. You're putting in too much time and too many hours. When again, in reality, anybody that's in business for themselves knows 9 to 5, 40 hours a week doesn't exist. You do what you have to do until you get what you have to do done. And that's really what it's about. The third one is people lose confidence. Think about this. You're hired on, you're brought in that first day, you're kind of sitting around, they bring you a stack of paperwork. Then they tell you, go get some keys and start learning the vehicle. Then they may pair you up with somebody who you have no idea who they are. You're hoping that you're not bothering this person, and you have no idea what's supposed to be done. So you start picking up on what you see them do without knowing whether it's right or wrong, whether it's effective, whether it's not. So you incorporate every little thing you pick up, and you realize the results are nowhere near what you expected. Yet the management is still pressuring you to produce, and you're doing everything that you've learned, yet it's not working, and that can help people's confidence go straight down the drain. So losing confidence is another reason why a person will leave. When in truth and reality, what they're going to run back to? You know where the 9 to 5 goes. No matter how hard you work, you're going to get what you're going to get an hour. And when somebody else can dictate how much you'll make a year to take care of yourself and your family, that's crazy. But in this, it may be a little bit of struggle. But once you learn, you hone your skills, you really develop and learn the process, you have the right word tracks, your life will be far easier. If you do what's hard now, your life will be easier. So lost confidence is number 3. Number 4, having a negative or abusive managers or management staff. It's so counterproductive when managers curse and disrespect their team members and then expect these same people to break their back for them. It's just crazy. But yet it happens all the time. And you know what I see? Those same people who they disrespecting have the power to get them up out of that seat. And whenever they get the chance to exercise it, the team always wins. And yet if they realize that it's a partnership and you need to treat your team members the same way you want them to treat the customers and key in on helping them build their skills. A lot of managers, once they get behind that desk, 90% of their time is putting out fires. So they don't have the time to train. And so they're letting other people train one another without knowing if what they're teaching is right. So if somebody has a little bit of skill, it goes back to the old saying, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Somebody whose skill level is low but maybe higher than everybody else's seems as if they're a superstar, when in reality, the store is just scratching the surface of where they really could be. And so, making sure you got the right management staff that doesn't spend their time cursing people out, disrespecting people, disrespecting customers, being rude, being an example of how you want the team to treat their customers. So negative or abusive management is another reason people leave. And if you've seen those people, you know how it stings to be disrespected. And nobody likes or deserves that. Everybody's working for a common goal, which is to help the customer make a smart, safe buying decision. And both parties should respect the responsibilities of the other one. Okay? Number 5, too many hours is another reason why people leave. See, people have this false expectation of 9 to 5 or a 40-hour work week. When think about it like this, there's 168 hours in a week. Okay? Now, if the average person works 40 hours, that means that there's 128 hours left over. So during that 40 hours, that's where you're earning money. That's when you're generating your income. During that 128 hours, when you're away from your place of business, you're spending money. If you're in your car, that's your car note, that's the gas, that's the insurance. If you're in your house, that's the rent or the mortgage, the electric bill. If you're eating, that's the groceries, your cell phone bill, your cable, yada, yada, yada. Every second away, you're spending money. So when your income time, which is 48 hours, is outweighed 3-to-1 by your outgo, so the amount of time you spend spending money outweighs the amount of time people work 3-to-1. Is there any wonder why the balance beam is off? And yet those people that are out spending that money during the 128 hours are not doing anything to invest in themselves. Therefore, the balance beam is still shifted. So they can start learning how to generate more in less time, but it requires an investment in themselves. And I always say, how can we expect others to invest in us when we don't invest in ourselves? Okay, so when people believe it's too many hours, they leave. They go back to the 40-hour work week, generating whatever wage they were, and still wonder why the roller coaster is doing this and the pendulum continues to swing and swing with zero consistency. As a matter of fact, it seems like it's going down. Okay, number 6, another reason why people leave, they just don't fit the culture. There are some stores that have their own personality. And if a person coming in doesn't fit or the mold or a similar like personality as some other people, they feel uncomfortable. And they want to leave, okay? They get mistreated or feel like they're isolated by the team members, which is so counterproductive. Because when people run off new folks, all that's doing is making everybody there have to put in more time and more hours without any time off, which can be extremely aggravating. And that's missed opportunities on the store, so that's missed money to reinvest and to generate better opportunities. The best thing that can be done is to embrace the new team members, help them be successful as quickly as possible so they can be profitable. Therefore, the store can reinvest in us. Okay? And then the 7th one is lack of training and support. People are told during the interview, yeah, we're going to train you, we're going to work with you. But again, remember, the management's time. 90% of it's spent putting out fires. So they don't have any time to work with the people. So people lack, getting what it is that they need to be successful. And at the end of the day, that's a crying shame. So let me ask you this. If you work at a dealership, you know what I'm talking about if you weren't trained. And so ask yourself this simple question. Would you like to continue to struggle and lose time and lose money and kind of follow the status quo or, having inconsistent months going up and down? Or would you rather learn how to use different cutting edge techniques to help you develop razor sharp skills that will launch your sales and explode your commissions? Now, if you're like many of the other driven, self-motivated, and intelligent people, I'm sure you'd rather develop razor-sharp skills that can help you earn thousands and thousands of dollars every month for the rest of your life. So here's 3 benefits to you. Okay, number 1, you get the tools to be able to gross $8,000 or more consistently every single month. Number 2, this is bigger than how to move a unit. This is how to build a better lifestyle. Okay? And sales is something that nobody can escape. And so since we can't escape it, we might as well develop our ability to use it in our everyday life everywhere. Okay? And then number 3 is for as long as you live, you have access to the information that can help you, help your friends, help your family, whoever you want to share it with. Okay, that's what you have to do. Now, one of the biggest complaints I get from people that have left dealerships or thinking about leaving is no help, no training, no support. And so right now you are in a very exciting place because you have the unique invitation to be able to spring yourself leaps and bounds above your coworkers and your competition. Because, I'm glad that you stayed to the end because what I have for you is the complete How to Dominate at the Dealership online automotive sales training program. And it comes complete with hours and hours. Let me tell you what it has. It has the Dominate at the Dealership automotive audios, which takes you all the way through the sales process. If you struggle with process, never had one, this gives you one. It gives you the step-by-step, but not only just the step-by-step, it gives you the psychology behind it, okay? Why you're doing what you're doing. There's over 3 hours of video. There's over 2 hours of audio. You also get the sales training manual, which lays out each and every step, which also has the discovery questions, which when you're qualifying to help you build better rapport. You also have access to the telephone scripts when making phone calls, prospecting, sending emails. You also get the word tracks on how to overcome objections. Like I want to speak to my spouse, I want to think about it, things of that nature. What also is included is the Facebook, how to drive Facebook leads. Okay, that's over 3 hours of video training to teach you everything from how to set it up, how to get it going, and for as little as $20, how to get yourself, your dealership, and your brand in front of people looking for what it is that you have. You also get how to drive leads from YouTube, the ebook that comes with that. You also get online traffic surge, which is 2 hours on how to use other social media outlets like Instagram and Snapchat to drive people. You also have access to over 40 word tracks. From greeting your customers, sitting them down, qualifying with them, how to do a total and complete walk around that'll wow your customer. You know, the way that what do you do after you come back from a demonstration drive? Every single word track to every objection from about the trade, from about they want to think about it, to they want to shop around. You'll have more tools in your arsenal than you'll know what to do, and always better to be over-prepared than under-prepared. Believe that. And on top of that, you also get a one-on-one telephone call with me. You're going to get an email, and it's going to ask you what's the best date and time that I have free if your time meets with my time on my schedule. And you and I get on the phone and make sure we strategize and see how we can best implement these for you at your store to get you more profitable, rocking and rolling, okay? And so you have access to all of this information tonight, right now, available to you. And typically, if you see online, I sell this program for $997. Okay, but the fact that you did stay to the end, and the fact that you are somebody that is trying to do the best that you can, the least I can do is support you in the best way that I know how, is give you access to every tool, every word track, everything that myself and other top producing salespeople are using across the country. Okay, so I'm gonna make it available to you. You get to dominate at the dealership. You get to drive Facebook leads. You get the word tracks. You get the YouTube training. You get the 10 videos of 100 success tips. You get the sales training manuals. You get the online traffic surge program. You get each and every one of these, not for $997, but you get it for a fraction of that, for a tenth, for $97, for less than a cup of coffee, for 1 month, a day. You get access to information that not just help you make money this month, but it help you make money for the rest of your life. And so if you've always said that you wanted to help, you were looking for the training, you watch these videos and you see that it's real, and real recognize real. And if you think you're getting something from these YouTube videos, imagine when you get started. And to top it all off, to show you how confident I am in it, you also receive a 90-day money-back guarantee on it. So you get it, you apply it, you take the steps, and you do what's required. And guess what? If you don't feel like, if you haven't seen it benefit you and generate you more money, you let me know and I'll get you your money back. Okay, 90-day guarantee on top of that. So all you have to do is click the link in the description. Go on over, get started. I'll send you the email. You and I'll set up a time for us to get together because this is only for a limited time that I'm able to do this, okay? But it's my way to give back. So thank you for sticking around. Click the link in the description. Go on over, get started. You'll get the email from me. Let's set it up. Let's get together. But other than that, I hope this helps. Be on the lookout because I got part 2 coming, which is the 7 reasons why people in car sales get fired within 90 days from the perspective of the management. So click the link in the description. Go on over and get started. You'll get an email. You and I'll schedule a time for us to talk. In the meantime, go ahead, click the link, get started, and I look forward to seeing you at the dealership. Over and out.